Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Harris, and on today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I make my customized wigs for clients or for my own personal use. So if you would be interested in seeing how I created this beautiful unit, then please keep on watching.
I know you feeling this.
Come closer to me, and I'll come closer to you.
So guys, first off, I'm going to be showing you guys the items that you need to create this wig. First off is this mesh dome cap. I got it in the color brown. Then you're going to need some T-pins like this to pin down your bundles while sewing. Next, we're going to need some thread. I'm using this black thread. Then I'm going to be using some curved needles. I do not like to work with straight needles when making my wigs. And then, of course, we're going to need this dome head. And I got this from the brand Gex. I got this off Amazon. This dome head is 22 inches in circumference, so that's the width of it. So I'm just showing you guys the back and the front of this dome head. So the back is curved and the front is a bit flatter. So next you're gonna need some bundles. I got this used bundles from my sister-in-law because I'm creating this wig for her. I'm not quite sure of how many bundles there are, but I think it's roughly 2 to 2.5 bundles here. And then lastly, of course, we're going to need the closure. So this is a 4x4 closure that I'm going to be using for this unit. So first off, we're going to start off by applying the mesh cap onto the dome head. You just want to make sure that you align it with the lines that are already on the dome head. Next, I'm going to be taking this T-pin and I'm going to be pulling down the back of the dome head to kind of mimic the nape of your head. So make sure to pull it down a bit and pin it down with this T-pin. So after pinning down the back, I make sure to also pin down the front of the mesh cap just to ensure that it doesn't move under my wig and that everything is nice and secure. So then I'm gonna start off with the lace closure. I usually just pin it on the top of it and then I make sure to braid down the hair that is on the closure just to make sure that this is not in the way or disturbing me whilst I'm sewing it down. So as you can see here, I just made 2 big braids. So when you're applying the lace closure, make sure to pull it down a bit further from the lace cap, so like an inch or a half an inch to the front. So you don't want to sew it directly on the mesh cap, just make sure to bring it to the front a bit. And then you can pin that down with your T-pin. So when you're pinning down the back of the lace closure, make sure that you pull it as taut as possible. So put it back as tight as possible. So this way it will ensure that it lays down flat. And then you just go ahead and pin it down. So everything is laying down nice and flat. So when I start the sewing down of my lace closure, I always make sure to start off like in the middle and not towards the front or towards the top, but just right in the middle, and then I'm gonna sew it down back towards the front. and then I'm gonna sew it back upwards. So after sewing down the lace, I'm gonna cut off the thread and secure it by knotting it at the end. Next, I'm going to be going in with this white marker to kind of outline where I'm going to place my bundles. So as you can see, the lines do not have to be perfect because it's just a guide for you. Then I'm going to be going in with my two fingers, so my index finger and my middle finger, to kind of give me the gap in between. This way your wig can be nice, light and airy, and you don't have to use that much bundles. So after drawing down the outlines, I'm gonna go in with the hair. So I'm gonna double fold it to start off. So when you start sewing, make sure to not sew through the elastic band on the wig cap. Make sure to just sew through the lace instead of the elastic band, because if you do sew through the elastic band, your wig cap is going to be really tight on your head. So always make sure to sew through the mesh of the wig cap. So as you can see, again, I always start off a bit in the center, and then I make sure to sew back to the front and then come back again. So when I reach to the end of each line, I like to do the folding over method. I do not like to cut the hair because this way you're going to get a lot of shedding. So basically I'm just going to be repeating the same steps. So sewing down and folding over until I reach to the top. So when we reach all the way to the top, I'm not going to be carrying the bundles all the way to the other end. I'm just going to sew it until this line that you're seeing here, and then I'm going to be bringing it back to the front. So it's kind of hard to explain, but just watch and see how I do it. So for the last track, make sure to sew it down as close as possible to the lace closure as you can. So when you reach to the top of the crown area, make sure to place the tracks as close as possible to each other. You're not double wefting anymore, you're just using one track, but the placement is going to be close to each other. This way you're not going to see any gaps in between. So again, when we reach to the top and placing the last and final track, make sure that you place it close to the lace once again, This way you're gonna get a seamless and flawless closing at the top. So yes guys, we finally made it towards the end of the wig. This whole process took me about 5 hours guys. So I'm just going to be taking out the braids here and be combing through the hair, taking out any tangles that might have been created whilst sewing down the bundles. And then I'm going to be going in with my flat iron. I am using this L'Oreal Steampod for the first time, and I must say I am in love. I might do a product review on this flat iron in the future, but for now I'm really loving the results. So next I'm going to be going in with this Biosilk Silk Therapy heat protectant to kind of tame the flyaways that we have on the top, and also protect the lace when I'm using this hot comb. So the hot comb is going to ensure that your lace is as flat as possible, because we do not want bulky lace closures in 2021 or lace frontals. So this flat comb is going to ensure that your lace is flat, like super duper flat. The last step will be to remove the mesh from underneath the lace closure. So I like to use a razor blade to remove this the dome cap mesh. Make sure when you're cutting it off that you do not touch any of the threading underneath, or else this is gonna damage your wig. So this is the final product guys. As you can see, the hair is nice and flowy. And everything is laying down flat. As you can see, this wig is pretty long. It's 22 to 24 inches long in a honey blonde color, and I hope my sister-in-law will be happy with this wig because I am digging it. So guys, yep, this brings us to the end. So guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss any of my uploads. And until my next video, bye guys!